James, you having fun yet?
Loving every minute of it.
Loving every minute of it. That's what I like to hear. Well, it's looking good.
So I just adjusted this. So this is going to be the Astro slate through here,
Okay.
all the way up and around. So it's going to be a walk space, and we're going to do borders on each side. I guess this side and then that side over there.
Okay.
That's where I laid those.
It's looking good.
A little better than all.
You got a lot of a mess around here, James. So the wood pieces that you put in, you Tapicon those.
Yeah, we just tapped on, put the chalk line down, got my grid out where I need to be. Yeah, 1x2 furring strips.
Okay.
And then I ripped a plastic piece of PVC trim to do the radius.
Do the radius. Gotcha. Okay. Right.
It'll make a control joint, but it also what that does is it allows me, when I'm stamping the patterns down, this is already hard.
Right.
So when I have another texture going on top of it, it doesn't make imprints into the concrete that's already hard. That
Gotcha.
gives a nice even transition between the borders without any bleed overs.
Any here, James?
This over here is the Monster Slate texture, white cement, buff color. We left a 4x6 opening for where the tile medallion is going to be put
Okay.
into logos.
Okay.
This is also where they're going to be setting. Actually, this is actually where we're mounting the counter to.
Okay.
We'll have a nice even surface for the counter to be able to be fastened.
Gotcha.
And then they'll have their seats or chairs on the back, bar stools or whatever on the back side where they'll be sitting. This will be the slate, astro slate, large astro slate texture.
So kind of control where everybody walks.
Kind of direct.
Direct them. Gotcha.
Well, right here, we have a relief joint all the way down.
Right.
So once we get everything cleaned out, you know, one color will bleed into that, this color bleeds into it, and it keeps everything separate.
Okay.
It just acts as a channel to keep the colors. That's why right now, getting everything cleaned up so we can have the differentiation between the different colors.
So right now, basically, we're done stamping everything. It's just a detail work of cleaning up, making sure all this dust, which is really basically a form release and a stain, is swept up. And then when we seal it, it'll lock in the color and bring the color out, correct?
Correct. And like any areas that it's like too light, or you know, once we go to seal it, we can actually put a little bit more release back into the sealer and color it in
So
to mimic it.
pretty exciting though when you put this sealer on, what this is going to look like. Because right now, even though the bulk of the work is done, the beauty of it comes when you put a sealer on it.
Yes, that's when it's cleaned up and you got the details. The details are like cleaning up the joints, getting the little dingleberries off the edges. These are the items that you pay attention to, because it's not just the average homeowner that's going to look at this and say, oh, that's beautiful, but you're going to have other contractors coming in here saying, oh, well, we did a job, looks better than that. So that's why the attention to detail is crucial. Is you're being graded on every other concrete contractor that thinks they know anything.
Right.
He's finishing out some of the joints, deepening them up a little bit, where the pads didn't get quite enough relief or detail.
Why was that? Why did that happen?
When you start working in one area and the temperature or the concrete feels just right when you start, but every batches might have a little bit more water or a little bit drier, so it don't all set at the exact same time. So as you're working
this one
across,
just kind of got away from you a little bit, but
not really got away, because it still got the relief. I'm just making detailing it to the point so everything's uniform.
Now, when you do grind, when you detail it out, and you see that some of the grooves, so to speak, or some of the stone lines needed to be deeper. Now it's white. What do you do with that?
Well, the great thing about white stains extremely easy.
Okay.
So you take some of this release that's already on the pad, and again, as soon as you hit it, the sealer colors everything in. And the thing about your joint lines, that's where the sealer's going to lay the most. It's down in the deep joints, so
Okay.
you'll get the most color.
So basically, it's that simple. That looks pretty easy. So we have, what is this pattern here we call?
This is the random stone,
Random stone. And then you did a border walkway of
large astro slate.
large ashlar slate. And on this side, to my right, is a, what's it called?
San Diego texture.
It says just a San Diego monolithic texture. And
And we
then
have
on this side,
Monster San Diego texture.
and you can't even tell the difference between the two because the details haven't been done, the sealer hasn't been put on, but when it is done, there'll be a difference between those two as far as the texture and color.
They're both the same sun buff color on the top.
Right.
The one on the right over here.
Aaron, what do you think of floor so far?
Beautiful, man. It turned out better than you could imagine.
Well, it's not done yet, but it's looking good. So I've been talking to James, and as long as you're happy with it.
I am
So
totally thrilled.
today is what? Today's Wednesday?
Wednesday the 21st.
So this floor will be done on Friday, right, James?
All right, we are about to do the detail of the first coat of sealer on the compass medallion using Seal Bright's Multicoat sealer. And I have 2 buckets of partial release that's left over to do the accent. Basically, you just mix a little bit of the Multicoat release with the Multicoat sealer, and comes a stain which you can use to almost paint in a concentrated quality. As you can see, once the sealer is applied, the color changes and the amount of variation. The details are highlighted. Alright, we are starting also on the San Diego slate texture. We have the counter area back over here, which is the San Diego slate with the cookie